What's shaking, people? Back with another reaction, back with the final tune on the 1979 album by Arabesque, City Cats, and it's Don't Kiss a Crocodile, which generally speaking seems like good advice. Presumably we're talking about a crocodile in a metaphorical or figurative sense, perhaps someone who, playing off the idea of crocodile tears, those which look like they might relate to emotion but which are not that at all. So I wonder if it's, don't kiss a crocodile, don't kiss someone who purports to be interested in you in a fuller sense of the phrase, but perhaps, is just looking to strike or to, get their fill and move on to another prey. So I wonder the metaphor that might be afoot. Either way, it's a funny phrase, and I wonder whether it'll be part of the chorus or perhaps a refrain. Either way, let's listen. This is Arabesque. The tune is Don't Kiss a Crocodile, and it's the final tune included on their 1979 album, City Cats. Oh. Oh, yeah. Different types of brass.
Don't kiss a crocodile, baby, she's gonna tease you. Don't kiss a crocodile, baby, she's gonna eat you. Stay away. Stay away.
I love that.
Don't kiss a crocodile, baby, she is beguiling. Don't kiss a crocodile, baby, she is not smiling.
But referring to it as a she. The strings, not as central as they usually are, but still there.
Don't kiss a crocodile, baby, she's gonna tease you. Don't kiss a crocodile, baby, she's gonna eat you. Stay away.
I love that little synth starfall.
Don't kiss a crocodile, baby, she looks beguiling. Don't kiss
Looks
a crocodile,
beguiling.
baby, she is not smiling. Stay away.
And that's another,
Stay away.
yeah, it's not a smile. I've seen this story before. That bass. I like that one a lot. That's one of my faves. A bit more of a like funky feel rather than that sort of dramatic dance floor disco vibe. But again, love the brass, and it seemed like there were maybe a couple different types of brass. Ultimately, the strings, again, they were there, maybe not quite as central as in a lot of the other tunes. And again, it was flipped. Like, it was similar to what I was thinking, not just, crocodile tears, but the perceived or the apparent smile, which is not a smile, and it's, if a crocodile's smiling at you, you are in deep trouble. So I did like the play on words, and it was somewhat what I expected, but it was flipped. And it was the female, was being represented as a crocodile and telling this guy, like, hey, you're gonna lose. I know what happens in cases like this, and you're gonna think that she's smiling. You're gonna think that she's there for you to care, whatever. She's gonna chomp your heart out and go on to her next victim. So. In some ways, it was what I was thinking. It was just the other side of the equation. So yeah, a fun tune, a groovy tune, a funky tune, and it was like I wouldn't say it sounded live, but the vocals sounded more like it was like a jam session or something. They didn't sound as like super polished and like placed in the front of the track. It felt like a bit more of like a live feel. So I doubt it was actually live, but that was the sense I got when I was hearing the vocals in that one. So. Yeah, a cool tune, a cool album. Again, disco, it's not a genre that I've spent a lot of time listening to over the years, but it's weird in a sense that I love 80s dance floor music, like synth pop and so on. And the 90s, I got into rave parties, and I continue to listen to techno and trance and tunes that have a, dance floor orientation. So I feel like it's maybe overdue that I'm going through some disco. Both from ABBA and Arabesque and a few others here and there, little bits and bobs. So yeah, ultimately, it's a genre that I'm enjoying learning a little bit more about as we go along, and obviously that will continue as we go on with Arabesque. So again, big shout out to Shafiq for sharing everything. In the moment, I forget what's next. That said, I do have the file open, so I suppose we can look for what we can anticipate next time, and that is... what is it? Marigot Bay? It looks like Marigot Bay. Europe only release, a 1980s single. There's a lot of tracks in the next section of the overall track listing here provided by Shafiq, so I don't know if this is an album per se, but they are clustered together. But as I'm looking at it, it looks like there's 18 tunes, maybe 19, so yeah, a lot of tracks to go through in this next segment, which look, yeah, they're all from 1980, that's what it is. So, yeah, bottom line, Marigot Bay seems to be the next track. We'll look forward to that. And yeah, ultimately, I'm curious to hear, I haven't yet been able to distinguish clearly, oh, that's Sandra, oh, that's, the lead that had been doing most of the lead, like, before that, so I can't hear their voices clearly enough yet, but I will continue to listen and to try to pick up on that. But ultimately, I appreciate in the comments people pointing out, because there was one where I was thinking, like, oh, maybe this is Sandra, and it turned out not to be her. So again, I'm doing a deep dive of Sandra's solo material, but there's certain voices that it takes me a little while to clearly distinguish them from some others, whereas, I don't know, there's some voices where, like, the first time maybe you hear Morrissey or something, it's like, okay, like, that's so different from what a lot of other people are doing. I think I'm going to remember that. Or David Sylvian from Japan, something like that. So, again, I'm still working on distinguishing, like, who's doing the lead in the Arabesque tunes, and I appreciate information or assistance in that regard. So, anyway, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.